everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Christopher and I have another Sims 4 speed build today, this time in the beautiful world of SULANI. It is absolutely gorgeous. By far the most beautiful world in The Sims 4, even though Brindleton Bay has been my favorite so far, but I think this one has it beat as far as scenery, and that the scenic view is just so gorgeous. And I have been wanting to build a family home in SULANI since I've had it. I've built a bar so far, I've built a couple cottages and a little hut, but I wanted to do a real family home. So today we have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, multi-level home on this plot that is just kind of by itself, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Now, when Island Living came out, I had just started my YouTube channel, or I just had the idea of starting a YouTube channel, and I knew that I had to get it. And so I think the day after I started the YouTube channel is when I actually buckled down and bought Island Living, and since then I have just been obsessed with exploring the island and finding all the little ins and outs, and I'm waiting for a mermaid to appear, but nothing has appeared yet, but it will. So right now I am putting on the roof. I've put on the roof, I've colored the exterior. I use a lot of oranges and yellows and reds in this house, especially on the interior, and I think that fit this lot so beautifully. I think it fits the island so beautifully, and I'm so glad that with this pack we got so many like wallpapers and furniture that's just so colorful to me. I think the second most colorful package might be what came with movie hangout stuff. I love the movie hangout items. I think they're great, and I actually use quite a few of the movie hangout items in all my SULANI builds so far because they're just so colorful and floral, and they have that very islandy feel. So I end up naming this house Puka Kalahale, and that is Hawaiian for sunrise home. Now, I am not a native Hawaiian speaker, clearly. I went online and I did some translation, and that's what I came up with. So I'm pretty sure that's accurate. Puka Kalahale means sunrise home, and that's because, as I said, I use a lot of reds and oranges and yellows, and this house is absolutely stunning. So on the outside, I've been putting on the windows and this bright yellow door, and I love that half-rounded deck that's in the front because it matches the one in the back, which is a lot larger. And I just love everything about SULANI and everything that came with this package. It's definitely a world that calls for lots of flowers and lots of greenery and shrubbery, and it's also one of those worlds where everything doesn't have to be perfect. So I mean, you can mix match in this world and it still looks right. And I love these little flower things that are above the windows and the doors. I'm not sure if those actually came with Island Living, but they match perfectly for the color scheme of this house. And another fun aspect about Island Living that I love is all the landscaping items they've given us. My favorite by far is the leaning palm trees. Those are so beautiful to me, and they just look so natural, something that you would definitely see on a beach. So I had to throw in a couple of those, and of course, with my style, I had to have like a front garden area, or this front where all this green is right here, and I just kind of make this rounded garden around the sides, and I end up putting some really beautiful flowers there, and here I am matching it on the other side. I think it's turned out really nice, and I like the texture of that grass. The Sims really knows what's up when it comes to giving really good landscaping tools. The time that they must take to put into creating these flowers and plants, I can't even imagine, but it looks like so much fun. I would love to be a part of that and create some things. Maybe one day, we'll see. And these short palm trees, I love those as well. They're so cute and perfect when you don't want something to go up above the house. I love it. I love everything about it. Those ferns, I believe, came with Jungle Living. But I love those. I think they're called maidenhair ferns. I think I'd use those in all my plots too, because if you want that sort of overgrown look, then those maidenhair ferns do perfectly for something to kind of extend out of your flower bed. And adding in those pink flowers in the green patches just made it look so much more Hawaiian, more jungle, or more tropical. It just was so beautiful. And now I'm working on the back deck, and I've added in that sailboat thing. I'm not sure what you call it, but I love it, and I can't wait to have the sim actually go and play in that. I'm hoping that they can, because that would be awesome. And I've put in those little floaties back there and a couple sunbathing towels. And I've taken this arch here that's actually meant, I think, for like a wedding ceremony, like wedding decoration, and I just put those tikis around it to make it look like somewhere where you can jump off into the water. I love that. This is the front of the house. I put this little like gazebo area, just somewhere where you can sit and get some shade and just like chill out. I like that little area. And again, it's red just like the rest of the house. I think it turned out really nicely. I didn't go too crazy on adding too much stuff. Well, I guess that's I guess that's arguable. Maybe I did go a little bit crazy with the landscaping, but I think it turned out beautiful. This overgrown patch in the front here, I just think looks, it kind of carries in the preset lot this around into our lot, so it kind of just is seamless as far as, you know, flowing from the outside into the inside. So now we're working on the kitchen, and I like these wicker countertops that we got with Island Living. I like that they're also very colorful like everything else that we got. So I chose to do orange. Obviously this is the Sunrise house, so everything's going to be very warm in tone. Red and yellow and oranges are pretty much what I use throughout this whole thing. Now, as I've said, I do sometimes go from inside to outside. I never really stick with one thing just because I get carried away and I'm like, oh, well, that would look nice. I find an item that I think would, you know, I find an item while I'm building on the inside that I think would look really nice on the outside. So I have to move it out there, and then I get carried away doing that. And so it's just like, I'm a back and forth kind of person. But so if you watched my first video, you saw how much trouble I had with those slatted things, and it didn't even dawn on me to draw a wall and then put them on there and then delete the wall. It makes life so much easier, and I feel like such a crazy person for not thinking of that first. But I have it down pat now, and I will be using that little trick in the future because, like I said before, I love those little slatted walls. I think as a partition, they are really beautiful. Now this is the dining room, something kind of simple. The little colorful tiki on the wall and the bamboo I just thought was perfect enough for this, the little rug, and I do end up putting some artwork on that left wall. I don't remember what it is now. We'll get to that, we'll see it. But by far one of my favorite walls in this house is this wall that I'm working on now in the kitchen. I put these shelves up there, I copy pasted all those shelves, and then I start adding in all these plants and little knickknacks to kind of fill up the shelves because there are no cabinets, built-in cabinets on the walls. And I think that's okay because this is an island home, and I wouldn't expect to see too much furniture or, you know, built-in furniture. I would expect to see like shelvings and, you know, very simplistic things because probably anyway, you're going to be spending most of your time outside in the water or sunbathing or exploring the forest. But I thought this kind of cluttered and crowded shelving area looked so cool. And so I'm just filling in things now, like that little bass fish, I love that, and some gemstones and the little skulls. Now, even though those skulls I think came with like Jungle Adventure, I still think that they really fit this kind of feel. And I love the little headlights on the wall there, even though it's not technically quote tropical. I think it fits right in with the rest of the clutter and just makes it look makes it look kind of cool, kind of pieced together from random things. And that's what I would expect if you lived in SULANI. What you would do, you would probably just find these little bits around the island and use them in your home as decoration. That's just what I would do if I lived in SULANI, which I would love to live in. Wouldn't we all love to live in SULANI? It's really just a beautiful world. The kitchen is almost done. I think I come back and put like a little bar table here to the left and just kind of fill it in. Now, I do imagine that this is a family home, probably 2 parents and 1 child. I made a child's room. I don't normally do children's room, but I did do a boys room for this build because I felt like, you know, it'd be fun to include a child's room in this, you know, and maybe if you created a family, all the things that you could do on the beach together would be super fun. So I don't know why whenever I built this room, I didn't carry over the reds. I did add in a little bit of oranges and yellows and things like that, but I like the blue waves in the little boy's room. So that's what I did. It doesn't really flow with the rest of the house, but oh well, it doesn't have to. This is an island. You're going to have mix match things, and I really like the way it turned out anyway. This is the downstairs bathroom. This is the bathroom that the rest of the family would use. Upstairs is the parents' room where their own bathroom is. It's yellow, it's gorgeous, yellow and orange and red. They're all my favorite colors, so I was really excited to do this build and use all those colors. And in this one, I just threw in a bunch of clutter, some wicker baskets, some laundry detergent, and like some shampoos and stuff up on the shelf. just to make it seem more realistic, like that's what you would have downstairs readily available. And I think that adding in all the clutter into this small room made it look so much more natural. It made it really cozy and kind of warm, and just somewhere where you would want to be to relax. So right now I'm working on sort of the entryway sitting area, and this is not technically the living room. The living room is further into the room, and I just wanted somewhere that when you walk in, it's really nice, it's really inviting, kind of bright and beautiful. And I love those wicker chairs and the wall. I just love everything about this room, and I think that painting above those wicker chairs just fits perfectly with this island theme. It's kind of got that, you know, almost like island warrior feel to it, and I really like that. So I'm just adding in again some decorations, a couple of vases, and that wooden candle thing, that wooden candle holder to the right, that came with like spa stuff. I love everything in the spa stuff. Now with the living room, I wanted something that was going to look really nice in front of those big windows. And I think having that big wall of windows is absolutely beautiful, especially since you can see the water and the deck behind there. Whenever you're in live mode, whenever you're in play mode, it's absolutely beautiful to sit down in there and just watch all the nature move around in the back. You guys, The Sims did a really good job with the graphics in the world alone. Just having like the breezes and the birds and everything like that. It's just mind-blowing how long it must have taken, but I love it. I love it so much. And I really like the yellows that I use on the furniture and the wicker and the big tapestry on the right. It's just really, really nice. And then I end up putting those curtains on there, and I think that really made all the red and the oranges pop. I think that that was a really good move. And again, I'm using more stuff from Movie Hangout, like this strange looking armoire thing. But anyway, I think it looks great right there. And even in like the light tan, it's really nice to kind of break up some of the monochromatic things that we got going on there. And then this big giant area rug just really tied it all in. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And there I am, I'm adding in finally the window. I did go through I must have tried so many different things to hang on that wall instead of a window. But in the end, I thought, let's just do a window. It's breezy, it's beautiful, and it kind of has some, you know, nice flow to it doing that instead of just making it look all mix match. All right, so this build is going by really fast. Now we're up in the master bedroom, or the parents' bedroom, and this one I knew I wanted to be very red. Now I think I might actually change the wallpaper in here. I'm not sure if I do or not, but I want it to be very red and very kind of like, you know, romantic. You know, if you were gonna come in and watch the sunset and have a glass of wine or something and look out on the deck in this room, I want it to be very like warm and inviting. And so I like this sort of weathered wallpaper that we got with Island Living. It's really beautiful. And then just taking that rug that I like so much, that sort of sunburst rug, and then adding that, I think it's called like a mandala, or I'm not sure what it's called, but adding that second rug on top really made it look different. It made it look like a whole different piece, and I love it. And I love these lit beaded curtain things, and I didn't realize until I put them in there that they actually create light, which I think is really neat. Now, one thing I did do, if you guys notice, is that ceiling fan. I put two lights together. I put the ceiling fan and then like the single bulb on a string, I moved it into the center to create light out of it, and it was really, really cool. So I think I did that there and downstairs. And I think, again, just having all the windows that's like facing the water is something that you would really want in a beach house. It's just beautiful. And then, okay, so now we're working in the bath. This is the master bathroom, and I knew that I wanted something that was very spa-like, something very zen, and just somewhere where you could probably spend all day if it was like raining outside at the beach and you weren't, you know, having your toes in the sand. You would probably be in this bathroom because it is just like everything. It is such a little mini paradise in here. And I really like this wicker wallpaper that we got with the with Island Living. I've been using it a lot in a lot of my builds. I think I use it a lot in a bar that I built, or maybe it was one of the little huts that I built, that I used it like everywhere because I just love it so much. Now in this room, I didn't add as much clutter because I wanted it to be, again, a relaxing area. This is where you get away from all the busy stuff going on down there. Well, that went by really fast. This is the end of the video. That's the end of the build. And I think the house turned out absolutely beautiful. Just wait for the screenshots. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you enjoy everything that I'm creating, please subscribe to my channel. It would mean so much to me. In the meantime, guys, thank you so much for coming by. See ya!